Hello, I'm Tom Bailey, and today I'm joined by Bri Seeley, who's Google's #1 entrepreneur coach, the 2020 Stevie Award winner for both Coach and Woman of the Year, a Forbes Coaches Council member, and last but not least, the author of best-selling Permission to Leap. So, Bri, hello, and a very warm welcome to today's episode.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being here. And whereabouts are you in the world?
I am currently residing in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay, thank you. And just for me to quickly get onto the subject of Bri then, Bri helps entrepreneurs create long-term sustainable and scalable success on their terms. And Bri distills her 14 years of real-world experience into digestible and tangible tools to help entrepreneurs thrive and profit. The title for today's episode is How to Become an Unapologetic Entrepreneur, and Bri's going to show us how to do that in just 7 minutes. So, question number one for you today is, who are your ideal clients?
So I serve two different kinds of entrepreneurs. The first is the Wantrepreneur, who
Mhm.
is looking to get started and really get their business off the ground and start monetizing. And the second is solopreneurs, who are looking to scale and build a more sustainable business.
Fantastic. And let's look at these entrepreneurs for a second then. What's typically the biggest challenge that they face?
The biggest thing I see with entrepreneurs is that they sit on the fence of indecision for far too long. They
Mhm.
sit thinking about their idea, they sit wanting to do their idea, and they end up just spinning and spinning and spinning in all of their fears, all of their doubts, all of the reasons they shouldn't do it, what could go wrong, rather than simply starting to take one simple step every single day to get the ball rolling and the momentum started so they can start monetizing their business.
Got it. And this indecision, what impact does that typically have on their want to start a business?
It paralyzes them. You
Yeah.
can't, if you're sitting on a fence and on one side is where you're currently at and on the other side is where you want to go, and you're constantly playing this tug of war, you literally can't go anywhere. And so you just stay frozen and paralyzed. I've talked to people that have been playing that game for a decade.
Yeah.
So it paralyzes them for years. And I always ask, if you had started 10 years ago when you wanted to start, where would you be now?
Hmm. Yeah. And it sounds like these people need a little bit of help. So, what is one valuable piece of advice that you might give them to really help them solve that problem?
One of the things I love helping entrepreneurs with, and especially entrepreneurs, is this idea that you don't have to do everything. I have a course called F the Hustle,
Yeah.
where it really helps people start to identify the inspired actions. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, one simple step a day towards your business can create remarkable momentum. And it's just really all about what is that right step every single day. You don't need to post on every social media outlet. You don't need to develop every opt-in. You don't need to have everything set and ready to go. You can just take one step today to start moving you forward and making money in your business very quickly.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. And next question is probably aligned to this is, do you have any free resources or guides or anything that you can offer to people to really help them solve this problem in their life?
Yeah, I actually am just launching, like literally
Right.
it's going live as people are listening to
Hmm.
this right now, a masterclass that is going to help people really get off the fence, start taking some forward movement, and monetize their vision that they have for their business.
Awesome. And is there a cost for this masterclass?
It is free and
Okay.
it's
Excellent.
awesome.
And how would people get hold of that?
If they visit briseeley.com/free gift,
Hmm.
you can do it there. You can also come find me on Instagram. If you send
Yeah.
me a DM, I will happily forward you the link to register.
Brilliant. And what I'll do as well is I'll post that link below this podcast or video episode, and people can just click on that and they can jump right in.
Amazing.
Great. So, question slightly off topic now, Bri, is what would you say is your greatest failure that you've ever made, either in life or business, and what did you learn from it?
So it's interesting. I don't necessarily actually see this as a failure.
Yeah.
However, it could be perceived as one. For my first 8 years of my 14 years of entrepreneurship, I had a fashion label
Hmm.
and ran my own fashion business for many, many, many years, had a lot of success on the outside, but was pretty not happy on the inside. I love fashion. I don't love the business of fashion, which is what I
Yeah.
learned over 8 years. And so, March 20th, I think 2015, I was in meditation and heard a very clear fashion isn't it, shut it down, walk away. And 72 hours later, I announced that my business was closed, my brand was over, and I was stepping into something new that I didn't even know what it was yet. And so now
Huge.
I've been
Hmm.
6 years in my new business, which is more fulfilling, more impactful, and way more successful than my fashion business ever was. And so what I learned was sometimes you have to let go of what you think is the path in order to open up to the greatness that's waiting for you on the other side.
Amazing. And just out of interest, was there one trigger which showed you this was the right opportunity to take? Because obviously that's a massive decision to close this business. Was there one thing in particular that was like, I know this is the right way forward?
So I think it was a lot of little micro
Yeah.
things, a lot of nights of not being able to sleep, a lot of
Yeah.
mornings waking up stressed out, a lot of going to bed at the end of the day just feeling completely out of alignment and unhappy. And so what happened in that meditation was that was like the catalyst,
Hmm.
but it was almost like the permission slip I needed to just finally recognize that what I'd been doing was no longer working and that I just was so miserable in it, that like insight in meditation was like a breath of fresh air for me.
Yeah. And I guess there's something there about if you're in the hustle and you just keep going and going and going, you don't create the space to actually see what you need to see. So even if it's not meditation, even if it's going for a long walk or just taking some time away just for a minute, and it might give you some new insights into your business.
Which is totally why I advocate now for morning routines. And
Yeah.
I spend 3 hours a day now just with spaciousness so that
Wow.
I can make sure that I'm in alignment and be communicating with what's working for me and what's not working for me. And I fully advocate for it because I'm convinced that it's what's helping my business right now be as successful as it is.
Amazing. Thanks for that last final tip. And actually, just one more question before we go is what is one question that I should have asked you that will also add some great value to our audience today?
Ooh, I should have saved that last answer for this one.
Yes. Damn.
So I think the one thing I teach a lot is business success coupled with personal success.
Yeah.
And so the thing, especially for entrepreneurs, that I want you to remember is that having a good business strategy doesn't matter if you don't have a good personal practice for
Mhm.
yourself. At the end of the day, you are the beginning and the ending of your business. So make sure that you have your personal success plan in place alongside your business success plan. And in that goes your daily practice and your spaciousness practice, to make sure that you're covering all the bases. Because if you're miserable on the inside, you cannot run an effective business no matter how good your strategy is.
Completely agree. Bri, thank you so much again for your time today and for sharing such incredible value with our audience in such a short time.
Thank you.